On this week's episode of the Superhero Show Show, we'll find out if Resident Alien can continue off of its amazing first season, if Peacemaker gives us our new favorite primate big boy, and if Cassie is back, does that also mean that Dark Cassie is back? All of that and more on an all-new episode of the Superhero Show Show. What's up, nerds? Welcome to the Superhero Show Show, the only show on the internet that reviews every single live-action television show based on a comic book or comic book property. My name is Cassie, and I will be the host for this episode. Will I be the host next week? Who knows? We've been spinning a wheel. That's why it's been so chaotic. We'll see if it gets to be me. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I know, I would say I'm probably the best host, so I hope you guys get me next week. Your host last week is here, though, Ryan. I
just saw an email from the board that said Cassie was not slated to host today, but because of your and Caitlin's performance last week, she will be in and recording.
Listen, I don't know, I showed up, I was ready to record, and the board was like, we're trying something this week. Let's see something. And, that was on them, okay?
Experiment over.
They know what happens. But honestly, you guys did a great job, Ryan. Good hosting job.
Thank you. Are you being sarcastic?
I would never. It was fine. You did okay. We do have Caitlin here again, though.
Hello.
Hello. Hello there, friend.
Yes.
Are people learning when Caitlin's here to, when Cassie introduces her, turn their volume down really quick and then turn it back up after she says hello?
It's it kind of most podcasts you kind of zone out to, and we're trying to train people here. We're keeping you guys sharp and your skills sharp. So this never relax while listening to this podcast.
Are you guys old enough to remember television? When we were kids, and you'd fall asleep to the commercials, but one commercial at 3 a.m. would be like, "Hey, wake up, you fat fuck!"
It would always be for one of those as seen on TV things too. Sham Wow Guy came in too hard. Yes. I respected him, but man, would he scream like a motherfucker.
And then didn't it turn out he beat up a hooker with a hammer?
I think he did something like that. And
I
was
slap chop, and then he slap chopped some hooker or something. So he was just really too into it.
Did he do slap chop?
Yeah, he did. He was a slap chop dude too.
Honestly, whoever created slap chop is my personal hero, because that one's fun. That's a good product. I know we can't endorse too many things with your pop filter, but I would like to endorse slap chop.
Well, I just like to not endorse things brought to you by people who beat up hookers. Cassie.
Listen, he didn't make it. He was the face of it. So there's two different sides here, okay?
Fine. I love Hitler brand toilet paper. It's so nice. I mean, he didn't make it, but I love it.
Yes, then you get to wipe shit with Hitler's face.
That's true.
This is fine. This is good.
So the toilet paper has him without a mustache, and you have to aim just for the mustache.
And that's your own mustache.
That's how you get more points, the bonus points for how it's shaped.
I love getting points when I shit.
Caitlin, you need more points when you shit.
I really do.
Or what about in the toilet? There's what do you call that?
The bidet?
No, the throw the ball thing at Chuck E. Cheese.
I was so worried about why stuff was coming up from the toilet.
Ski ball?
Ski ball. If there's a little skee ball score and you see where your poop lands.
Oh.
Is this what you wanted to talk about today, Cassie? Is this why you came back?
Yeah. Are you just shitting on the side of your toilet? How is the water being able to flush that down?
This sounds like another as seen on TV. Are you shitting on the side of your toilet?
It's yeah. How'd you know?
Thanks for waking me up, commercial.
It's they always go black and white for the person who can't shit properly, and it's just all going all over. But no, Ryan, thank you for asking. That's not why I brought us here, surprisingly. I don't know how it always gets here, but it did happen. But this week I did actually want to talk about, I don't know if you know this, Resident Alien returned, okay? We're back to season 2 of that, so I would like to talk about that for the main event, actually. If we can go ahead and go into that right now. On the season 2 premiere of Resident Alien, Harry is suffering from brain damage after Max crashed his ship and the two landed back on Earth and in their town. Once an octopus clears Harry's mind, everyone is catching up and picking up their pieces from the finale, which means the sheriff and deputy are gathering evidence on Harry, Asta is saving Harry, Max still be fucking shit up, his parents be fucking hard, and Darcy be playing baseball. Taste buds, I ask you, Are we fine with the quick wrap up of the season 2 disaster of Max being sent off into space?
Well, it's not totally taken care of because you want to talk about Harry. Max be Harry.
Max do be Harry.
So that's the big repercussion, is that he has a big hairy chest.
You're right. There is devastating repercussions from this. He did end up right on his little baseball field, but he do have a hairy chest, so we have big concerns.
Honestly, I'm usually okay with this. You can do it really bad, right? You can be so just dismissive of everything that happened in the first season that it was like, well, then why did we watch? But I thought this did a pretty good job of saying it's time to move on. So we're going to wrap this shit up. And one of the doctors, one of the main characters that was introduced at the end of the first season, he's just gone. Let's just ship him out of here.
Yeah, he's straight up no explanation. His stuff's just packed. It's just out of there. And yeah, most shows, I feel like if a show I'm supposed to take seriously does it, it pisses me off. But Sci-Fi realized that they have this opportunity. They're like, we're Sci-Fi. We're just going to say it crashed right back in their town.
Yeah,
and be fine with that.
We're here for the alien to little boy insults, not for the plot happenings.
We did get, we've struggled with Max and if we like him or not. But when he was adamant about Harry loves him, I was like, this is a good scene.
Yeah, maybe he grew up. He does look older.
He does look older.
The chest is hairier.
Space do that to you.
So, maybe he got a little bit better.
He might have took some acting classes or something. Maybe hung out more with Zahar. But yeah, I have hope for the kid. But also what was interesting about this episode is we have Harry, our main character, who had brain damage. But that was kind of the side point to it all. We got a lot of everybody else still. And it's because the cast is just so strong. And it was still enjoyable.
So this was my first episode of Resident Alien ever. And I was expecting not to understand anything, but I immediately fell in love with all of the characters.
Yeah.
It was instant. I was like, I love all of them and their dynamic and everything. And this episode gave you a lot of background on everything. Well, also, I feel like they weren't shoving things from behind or whatever. It was a really good episode.
Well, they explained everything, what's going on in the opening credits. For this one, they showed if you're an alien playing baseball, don't swing at the ball. Turn around and swing at the catcher's head. That's all you need to know about the show. But yeah, I think to both of your points, what could happen, what sometimes happens with second seasons is that, we maybe accidentally created this incredible ensemble. And so now we can move away from the strictly stories about Harry because now we as an audience want to touch in on all of these characters,
Yeah. And there is, I'm so glad we got as much of the sheriff and the deputy as we did, because I still love, it took a while for me to grow with the sheriff, but I love that guy. I love that guy so much now.
I still remember the episode. I can't remember his line, but he had an episode where he was so fucking funny, and it changed everything. And his big line this week was, if he had multiple arms, he could wash his nuts, his butt, and his pits. Nobody calls their own nuts, do they? My nuts.
My nuts. If Caitlin was a dude, she would. That's very natural out of.
I would call him my nuts.
But that you bring up a good point. Is that the proper amount of arms? Is 6? Because he still said he had 2 extra. So do you want those 2 extra arms?
If I could hide them, I guess.
If you could General Grievous them into one super arm.
Yeah.
There, now we're talking to really get those nuts.
Yeah.
Not to bring up real stuff on the show, Caitlin, but how many lightsabers do you own currently?
2, 4, 4, 5.
Okay,
Does
so
that
you could
include the one coming?
No. 6.
So you could go full Grievous with your collection.
Yes! When I got my last one, I said another one for my collection.
She did. She crouched a little and said that over her little precious.
And then I did spin the 2 of them that I did get.
Well, yeah. You got to spin.
You got to.
But back to Resident Alien. So this premiere wasn't too low stakes at all. Because, honestly, not a lot happened. We got Harry with some brain damage, and we got the kids, doing kid stuff. And Darcy literally played baseball.
The other thing that I think they realized, besides having this incredible ensemble that they're going to have to feature now every week, which is a lot, that's hard on writers, is that we really like Harry and we like all of his relationships. So I'm glad that they gave him the brain damage or whatever, but got over it very quickly too.
Yeah.
He thinks that he's the character from Law and Order for about 10 minutes of the show, and then we just move on, It's not like this is going to be half the season is he has brain damage.
Yeah, that would have been terrible. So I'm glad because they did switch. It started with him being like, I'm an alien. Good gimmick. You got to start with him telling the truth about him being an alien. And then he did switch over to the detective or whatever. But I'm glad 10 minutes they spent with that. And his alien friend, number 42, did clear his mind of that. And that's the best way.
I love number 42.
I knew you would.
Apparently it's Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Who else would you call in to be an octopus in a Chinese tank?
I hope we
Chinese
get a
restaurant tank?
lot more of number 42.
Well, he stole him. He did have a beautiful runaway with octopus arms flapping him in the face as he was breaking him free. So
Apparently all octopus can talk. They just don't want to.
Yeah, because we're dicks to them. Because we eat them with a bean sauce.
I do like to know that they are these super intelligent beings from outer space, but they do still get their feelings hurt, and they won't talk to us because we're mean to them.
And they'll still fuck around with you. They'll just a good relationship that he has with the octopus.
When we're talking about the characters, we did have, so last season, the worst character by far was Max's dad. Is he any better this season now that he thinks he's hot shit?
I know you guys aren't married yet, but let me tell you, when you get married, marriage is not like that. Even if you kill people in front of each other, they are horned up for each other.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing I didn't get. What happened last season? It's like, did they murder someone? Did they not? Like,
do you remember there's a guy in the empty house with a gun?
Yeah.
That him and his partner tried to kidnap Max or something that Max owned, snuck into the house, and those two beat the shit out of him.
Oh,
yeah. Because they knew Max could see, could see the real alien, I believe, or he had the piece of the alien ship. It might have been both. They knew he was connected to the alien, so they were going after him, and then they beat him up because they were going for the kid.
Did they kill someone? Because there was blood on the walls that she was cleaning.
I can't remember if it was a full murder or not.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Did she do a murder?
Just looking at the blood, she was like, I need to take a shower.
And then she had to break a vase to be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how seriously to take that. I don't know if they're going to delve into, her PTSD, or was that played as a joke here?
I don't know what they're doing with that, because that moment was weird. That moment was a little too real for it to be played as a joke, but also too weird. I don't know what they're doing with her.
I thought there was something maybe the person they killed had some sort of pheromones or something where it was affecting them in some sort of way, because it does not seem natural what's going on with them.
How fucking horny they are.
You guys have been married for a long time and have a child. This is weird.
And the child's sitting right there.
And they do not care.
They were in the police department and they're still going. It's okay, this is what's going on?
It was a bad time.
There's a montage of everybody trying to get their lives together, and every fourth shot in the montage is them in bed just having sex, wearing cowboy hats and horsetails.
Yeah.
That part was wild of this episode.
They weren't even having sex. They were just riding each other. Apparently,
I'm sorry,
weird
it's sci-fi.
foreplay.
There was some disturbing things. Another disturbing thing we do have to talk about: diarrhea. Is that the worst disease you've ever heard of? Diarrhea is something Zahar, if you guys haven't seen the episode, Zahar made up a disease so the kids would stay away from this hidden spaceship that you would get poop out of your eyes if you smelled the sewage that was in the area.
This is what I always thought E. coli was.
Open your eyes and just...
Oh, man.
Can we get to the heart of the matter?
Let's go.
There's a scene in this episode that's so wonderful because it finally gives the time and attention to the logic problem. I know you are, but what am I? Nobody has ever really delved into the importance of this sentence, I know you are, but what am I, until this episode.
Yeah.
Where the kid keeps saying it back to Harry, and Harry's so baffled by the pronoun use and just what the sentence even means that it totally stumps him.
Yeah.
And because it's just Harry and Max, that means that it's Harry alien mask or alien face with a flannel shirt on, which is still always awesome.
It's always great. But it is that's what they always do so good at too, is capturing how annoying these little kid things are. They know the power of I know you are, but what am I? There is you can't argue with it. I don't know if you've ever gotten to an arguing match for a kid where they're just pulling that up, but it's fucking annoying and you can't do anything. I felt for him in that moment.
This also included, I hope you buy a trampoline and drag it to the ceiling fan store.
An insult that had so much build up to it. Of let me literally take cash out of my pocket. And he was like, I want you to go to the store. And he was like, cool, yeah.
And buy a trampoline. Yeah, still on board.
Fuck yeah, I would love that. And then drag it to a ceiling fan store. It's things like this that the show does so good.
Yeah, honestly, make the plot twice as bad. Honestly, make it more convoluted, make it more confusing or lazy. If we get one Harry and Max scene per episode, I'm watching until it's over.
Yeah. Harry, Max, and then also just needs Zahar
Yeah.
and Darcy. Like, Darcy had very little in this. She showed up with a tandem bike, and I was like, this is a precious moment. Thank you, Darcy.
Well, also Asta and the two cops, and that's the entire show, Cassie. That's everybody on the show.
That's it. They're all so great. Before we go, though, I do want to know, Ryan, does it feel good to have this show back?
It absolutely does. Another classic here was you're like the itsy bitsy spider because you're itsy bitsy, and everyone thinks you're disgusting. He says this. He says this to a kid. So yes, Cassie, it's good to be back.
But he also does see that kid as his son.
Yeah.
He loves him like a father, and he is the itsy bitsy shitbag. Oh wait, shit pocket. Should shit pocket be our new insult? Shit pocket is probably the best thing I've heard. I don't remember what we took from MODOK. I think it was a wet blanket or something like that. But now I am proposing we always use shit pocket.
Do you remember what it is?
The MODOK one?
No, shit pocket.
I don't remember.
He explains it. She's like, well, take shit and put it in your pocket. And then he just storms away.
And Caitlin, do you regret not watching the first season after getting this?
Yeah. I mean, I always wanted to watch it. It's just on Sci-Fi, so it's not like streaming or anything. So the only reason I didn't watch it is because it wasn't extremely easy for me to watch it.
I feel you. I feel you.
But I wanted to watch it.
Sci-Fi, make it easier. We need an app, bro.
Give me a good working app, unlike the CW one.
I'm going to go to my house and I'm going to lay on the ground. Sci-fi, just get it into my eyes.
Bring it to
I'm
me.
not going to do shit.
Transport it to me. So this first episode, did it fully hook you then?
Oh my god, yeah. Well, I mean, there was a moment at the end where Harry like relinquishes his spaceship and turns it into space balls.
Yep, he did got Spaceballs.
And then he made a comment. He's like, "All I have left are these balls." And
It's also the way Alan Tudyk says certain things. Balls. The way he said nipple in this one. Exquisite. Genuinely, he deserves all the awards.
I was not prepared for it to be as funny as it was, and like the dynamic between all the characters to be good. Because I could even have like a good show with like there not to be as much chemistry with the characters, but there's everything in this one. So
I remember when we were doing the 400th episode of Superhero, and we had that huge bracket, and like everybody came in to do it. Resident Alien has been on since Greg was on the show or Taylor was on the show. So we kept explaining, like, dude, you have no idea how funny it is. And they were like, it's not. I've never seen it. It's not funny. Okay,
Yeah.
It's an hour long on Sci-Fi. There's no way that it's funny.
The whole when you try to sell a sci-fi show to somebody, it's probably the hardest thing you could do. It's harder than selling a slap chop, honestly.
I mean, try explaining Winona Earp to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you got to see it.
You got to see it. And you should see it. It is on the Sci-Fi's channels on Thursday, maybe? I'm not positive on that one. Be on the lookout for when it's showing on Sci-Fi channel.
directly to your eyes,
Beam it to
Sci-Fi.
you.
Into your eyes till you get diarrhea.
That is all the time we have to talk about Resident Alien, though, which means it's now time to talk about a website. And Ryan,
Yeah.
the board told me you had a big idea for a website, and I needed to let you say your piece.
Yeah, this is actually Caitlin gave me this idea.
Okay.
This is goodbathroomwalmart.com.
Okay, yeah.
And it will show you on a map. Caitlin has this knack for knowing which Walmarts have the best bathrooms. I don't know. What do you mean by best, by the way?
It means it's not completely trashed.
I see.
Like
trash.
trash.
Not completely trash.
It's like a good bathroom. No shit on the walls.
Okay, no shit on the walls, just on the ceiling and floors.
Yes.
And so this you go on this website and it will tell you if this Walmart that you're at has a good bathroom or a bad bathroom. Do Walmarts have multiple bathrooms?
Sometimes.
So yeah, maybe one's good, one's bad.
Like the
This
back
webs-
one, like the employee one is the good one if you find your way to it.
or the one in electronics. That's the good one.
Ooh.
The electronics one is normally the good one.
Yeah.
If you got to work your way to the back to find the bathroom, that's when it's an okay one at least.
I usually when I go to the bathroom, I have to work my way to the back. So I'm trying to get a poop joke out of that. Yeah. I don't know if it works.
Well, Ryan, are you going to build this website on your own? Like, do you feel confident in your ability to make and build this website?
I have a Post-it note that says WalmartBathroom.com.
Perfect.
That's all that I know how to do, Cassie.
Okay. All right. So I am going to send you over to my friends because I feel like people really need to know where the good Walmart bathrooms are. So if you go ahead and head over to cybersprout.net, they're going to be your partner for the digital world. You know what they're going to handle? Everything. All of it. They got goal-driven design. It's easy to manage because they got custom templates for drag and drop tools, but you're not doing that. You're going to hand it over to them. They work collaboration. They focus on collaboration. They work hand in hand with you. All right. That's your partner for the digital world, cybersprout.net. Now let's go ahead and go to our pull list. And we are back for the pull list where we talk about all the other shows we watched this week. First show starting it off is Snowpiercer.
This week's episode of Snowpiercer, Wilford emphasizes his rule aboard the icy train. Meanwhile, Leighton's pirate train continues its dangerous quest for warm spots. Taste buds, I ask you this. What's your favorite warm spot?
You know when you go take a nap in your car in the middle of the day and it gets all warm in there? And
you get a fucking sunburn over certain parts?
Yeah.
That's such a 909 answer.
Yeah, your left arm gets all burnt up because you got to have that window down and you got to have that farmer's tan because you stay sleeved up all day. That's my favorite warm spot.
What job do you have where you're like, I stay sleeved up all day?
So it was actually in my requirements. I had to tell him, like, yes, I will work for this company, but don't worry, I will be sleeved up all day. Don't even worry. This is respectable. I will stay sleeved on.
Caitlin, it's hard for me to say this because I am married and you're engaged, but it's between your thighs. Is that weird? That's my favorite warm spot that I've heard the most stories about. That's the one that's most legendary.
It is.
Snowpiercer is on Mondays on TNT. Our next show is Batwoman. On this week's episode of Batwoman, the two Poison Ivies briefly team up until Pam decides she wants to break the dam, and then Mary was all like, oh damn, that's too intense, and then Pam was like, well damn, I guess I'll drain your energy, and then Ryan was like, damn, I got this problem with Marquise going on, but I'll go save Mary now, and then there's just a big old dam fight. Taste Bud, I ask you, should we get into a big old dam fight?
Wait, what do you mean by dam?
This is up for interpretations. In this episode, it was a literal dam, where it separates the one water.
But you could be like, it's a big old damn fight.
It's a big old damn fight.
It's a damn fight. Yeah, I think that we should.
Okay, what would get us into a big old damn fight?
Lots of water, first of all. Yeah.
Water is key.
Yeah.
If we all go to, what is that, Raging Waters?
Yeah.
And just start slapping the shit out of each other?
What is the one thing that they could say to the three of us where we would all three turn around and be like, what'd you just say to me? Is there a thing? Let me try this. I think cotton candy is stupid.
I'm fine with that. Cotton candy is stupid.
It was good, in our youth.
I think that Chef Boyardee is the worst chef.
Then you have my problems. My sleeves are getting rolled up at that time.
So that's the thing. That's when we all turn around and go crazy.
We just lose our mind and get out big old damn fights. Batwoman is on Wednesdays on the CW. Our next show is Superman and Lois.
On this week's episode of Superman and Lois, Lois reaches out to retired General Lane. Clark's visions become worse during arguments with his sons, and Lana shares her frustrations with Kyle. Taste buds, I ask you this. Were her frustrations that she shared with Kyle about Kyle?
No, it wasn't.
Come on!
No.
I know!
Tell him what a piece of shit he is.
No.
We will tell Kyle how big of a piece of shit he is.
Lana and Kyle are actually doing really well together. And
Fuck off.
That's so
they're
frustrating.
more in love than
Bullshit.
they've ever been before because Lana is running for mayor. And Kyle's been super supportive of it, and he's like, "You can do this, babe. You could be the mayor we all need."
Even when he's supportive, he's awful.
He's the fucking worst.
But that's Lana's arc. But I think this episode was fantastic, and it was better than I expected. And I think this is probably one of the best Superman and Lois episodes I've ever seen.
I think it's passing Smallville up on her list of favorite TV shows.
I know, this is wild.
Don't get too crazy, okay? I put this in a different bracket than Smallville, but this episode was really, really good.
What made it so good? What all was it giving you? Was it giving you looks?
Well, we have both Jonathan and Jordan are in relationships. It's giving
No, that's
me
a
looks.
phrase.
Is it giving you
It's a
look?
fucking
Is it
TV
giving you
show,
style?
Cassie.
Is it giving you flow? What is it giving you?
No, it's not giving me blow, okay?
Flow.
Oh,
Okay, God.
Sorry, I thought it was giving me drugs.
No, but honestly, is it giving you looks?
This is a serious.
Tyler Hoechlin looked through the screen into my eyes and gave me looks.
So
during
yes,
the show.
he is serving looks. Okay, don't come at me.
Of course, he's serving looks. Yes, he is. I do love me some Tyler Hoechlin. I
All
love
she
him
wants to
since
do is talk
Teen
about
Wolf.
Superman and Lois, and we just refuse. Like,
We're like,
Talk
no,
about it.
you can't. But Tyler Hoechlin, he's very good. Anyways, we actually get 2 of Tyler Hoechlins in this episode,
Ooh.
but at the very end. But before that, Jordan and Jonathan, his sons, are both in relationships right now, and Jordan's
with each other?
no.
You silly goose.
No, I understand they're in the sticks, but no, it doesn't always happen. They have some really like really great girlfriends, and Jonathan is dealing with a problem right now because his girlfriend lied to him because she sold Timmy, which is the other person who is vying for the quarterback position. She sold him what we think is like drugs or something, or some sort of performance enhancer, but it actually was X-Kryptonite. In powder form that he put into some like milkshake or something.
Did he snort it up? No, he power juiced it.
He power juiced it, and he's all strong. And Timmy's over here being the new quarterback, getting all the bitches, and it's like, why is Timmy getting all powered?
His name's Timmy. He can't be a smooth guy.
Fucking Timmy. And Jonathan goes to his girlfriend like, I wonder how he's as powerful. His girlfriend tells him why. The reason she knows, she is the dealer of the X-Kryptonite. Want to know why?
She's an entrepreneur.
She is, because her family is poor and she needs to make money, and selling X-Kryptonite is the way that she makes money. So Jonathan levels with her and is like, oh my God, like, I feel bad. Now sell me X-Kryptonite.
What?
Yes.
Oh. That's not how you be a supportive boyfriend. That's not it.
But he was very supportive. He's like, no, I'm not mad at you. She's like, that's not why. Like, I didn't tell you because I thought you would react badly. He's like, no, just give me some.
So is he going to snort it?
We don't know.
Is he putting it up the butt? How's he doing the drugs?
Are you trying to learn how to do drugs by watching CW shows?
Do you use a spoon? What is it?
Spoon up your butt. You spoon feed your butt.
No.
X-Kryptonite.
You don't even need drugs. You just put a spoon up your butt, and then you get high as shit.
You get fucked up. And then we have Jordan. Jordan, in the last episode, had an issue with his girlfriend because Sarah kissed a girl, and she liked it at summer camp. But she told Jordan in confidence, like, hey, like, this has been fucking with me. I need to tell you. And Jordan reacted very poorly. Jordan realizes that he has to go back and be like, hey, Sarah, I forgive you. I really love you. And here's the locket that my grandma had and gave.
Dang, he pulled out the locket move?
Yes. But we talked about
Did he
angry.
Did he drop it?
He pop locked and dropped it and locked it to her. Yes. But Superman has been very temperamental because he's been connecting with this underground gremlin in the mine.
Excuse me. You can't just say that phrase. You can't just say that
There
phrase.
is some sort of troll or something in the mountains.
Lois
of
is just
Smallville.
like, I feel like you're cheating on me. And he's like, what? No, I'm not. But I do have to leave right now.
There ain't a gremlin in the mountains.
I have to go meet my mountain gremlin.
Have you seen the lady gremlin?
The lady gremlin is in the mountains and connected with Superman kinetically or something. They are somehow linked,
Sure.
and they don't know how. But whatever this lady gremlin is feeling, Superman also filmed. And the lady gremlin has been really angry. So Superman has been getting Clark has been getting really angry with his family. So when Jordan says that he wants to be with his girlfriend, Sarah, forever, and he's like, I love her, Dad. He's like, okay. She's like, I want to tell him my secret. He's like, you can't do that. He's like, you're a dumb kid. He's like, Dad, I love her. We're going to get married. I love her. And then Superman gets all scary. His eyes get red, and he says, no, you don't.
To his son?
To his son.
His baby boy?
His baby boy, Jordan.
Does he call him an itsy bitsy spider because he's very small and disgusting and nobody likes him?
You say he's a little shit pocket?
And then he put a spoon in it. So Superman's hulking out all the time. He did the same thing to Jordan when Jordan was at practice and got in a fight with Timmy, of course.
Yeah, Timmy.
But this is not because it's hard being a dad. It's because there's a lady gremlin in the mountain.
It's because there's a lady gremlin in the mountain who's kinetically linked to Superman and making him mad. So we're trying to figure out who this lady gremlin is. Jonathan Irons goes in there. Crazy. But I think all you need to know is there's a second Superman.
2.
Lady Gremlin is
it
actually
the one from Naomi?
another Superman.
And not the lady gremlin?
Not the Lady Gremlin.
Bit of a disappointment.
Another Superman in like a weird like costume that I don't understand.
Like an off-budget one, or like
it looks like he's in an oven mitt is what I would.
That's off budget for sure.
That's
But the whole fight scene is legit. Like it's so good and cool and well done. And oven mitt Superman, like you don't know he's Superman. You just know he's oven mitt man coming out of the mountain.
he's little Betty Crocker.
Little Betty Crocker comes out of this mountain.
Hamburger helper. Sorry. Wrong one. Hamburger helper.
Sorry.
Cassie, what the fuck, dude?
I would like to apologize to everybody right now.
He has no fingers though, Cassie. It's okay. Like this is a different hamburger helper comes out of the mountain, fights with Superman. It's an incredible battle, and then Superman beats the face off of this like hamburger helper, and you see cracked underneath this hamburger helper oven mitt is Superman's face, and he's like, "Fuck, this is me. This is why we're connected."
So wait, the whole time when I was a kid watching hamburger helper commercials, Superman's face was underneath it the entire
You
time.
never
The whole
knew,
time.
but he's been with us this whole time. But yeah, that was a big reveal, is that it's not Lady Gremlin. It is, in fact, Superman. And that's why they have been linked. And that's why they have been affecting each other so much, is because they are the same person. And so everyone thinks that it might be the Superman from John Irons' world, but John Irons says, no, that's not my Superman.
Not his.
So we don't know who this is. But then once we get a flash of Superman, bad Superman in the what's that place? The Fortress?
Solitude.
The Fortress of Solitude. The Superman and Lois logo comes up, but it's reversed, guys.
Lois and Superman? Wait, Superman and Lois?
It's like a mirror is put on it, and it's like, what? So
That's wild.
It was a wild.
Oh, that means that, what's his name is coming?
Who?
That reverse.
Beef Wellington?
Bazinga?
First of all, there's no character named Beef Wellington, Cassie. Jesus Christ.
Bizarro. Okay.
Bizarro Superman is coming.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because I have in my notes, like, this is probably Bizarro Superman.
Bizarro
Is it
Superman.
reverse? Like, okay.
And
It's Bizarro.
not Beef Wellington.
And again, it's not the very fancy boy we all love to call Beef Wellington. Cassie, please stop bringing him up.
Never.
I know that you hope to one day Beef Wellington to get down on one knee and ask you to marry him.
Yeah.
And then
It's
you
a dream.
ride away in a carriage
I wish.
and just become Cassie Wellington,
Cassie.
king of the beef land.
Yeah.
This is beef.
Hamburger Help is going to say, no way, not today.
All right,
This
dude.
is not Meatland.
It does sound like a great episode. Do you got a moment of the week?
This is not Meatland.
This is
It's
meat
important to
everywhere's
note.
Meatland.
I think there is like a reveal of like the Bizarro Superman just being there and having his blue eyes rather than Superman's red eyes.
Ooh.
Getting ready to like beam the shit out of his
Do
you
blue
know,
eyes
his
make
brother.
people bad?
Blue eyes make White
Terrible.
Dragon, and they always would.
Excellent point. Superman and Lois is Tuesdays on the CW. Our next show is Legends of Tomorrow.
On this week's episode of Legends of Tomorrow, the Legends decide to ruin the timeline just to bait evil Gideon into finding them and then getting their ship back. The time they choose? The assassination of Archduke France.
This is a real human being we learned about.
I'm sorry, Caitlin, you cannot be the history teacher at the school
Archduke.
because you can't say
Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
The thing that kicked off the Great War, but that's too big of a moment, a fixed point, and the Legends get their asses kicked by time. But since time is just a silly construct, we find out it's Eobard Thwine.
That was actually pretty good.
That sounded pretty good.
Eobard is actually his first name. Thawne is his last name. But
Thawne.
she said Eobard.
Yeah.
Nicely.
Thwine, running around and protecting the moment of the entire time. Taste buds, I ask you this. How did another episode of Live, Die, Repeat work for the Legends?
It worked okay. There was a lot of... We already have a classic episode of Legends that is Groundhog Day. And so this is their Edge of Tomorrow Day, the Tom Cruise movie. You guys seen that movie?
Yeah,
No.
I know of it.
Okay. Have you heard of it?
Know of
Have you heard of Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Have you heard
Yes.
of the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Movie.
So this is their Live, Die, Repeat episode, and it was okay. It's just Sarah trying to protect the Archduke Franz Ferdinand over and over and over again, and we get to watch it.
So you get Sarah being a badass a lot.
Yeah, but also she can't protect him because when something happens in time that is so important, like as to cause World War I, it cannot be changed. You cannot go back in time and change it. So time keeps fucking with her and punching her in the face. And then we find out that it's Eobard Thawne or Evil Flash that is fucking with her. And so that's what mostly the episode is about. At the end, they say, if you don't defeat me, you have to take my place. Which I think is a way of saying somebody is leaving the spaceship. And like,
What? No.
Cassie, you can just say, I'm not interested.
No, this has me genuinely worried. Our
Shut-
crew, Ryan.
Okay.
Ryan.
The other thing, too, is that...
The crew.
No.
The other thing, too, is that they say you have 44 minutes. And next episode, guys, the length of the next episode,
Yeah.
How long is it?
do you want to guess?
Is it 44?
It's 44 minutes.
Ooh, that's good.
You have 44 minutes to do your job. Otherwise, somebody has to stay back. And so now we have a little bit of like, who is going to leave the team. And that's something that I care deeply about. But based on your faces and tones, neither one of you give a shit about. And that's fine. That's totally fine.
Ryan, I genuinely care about this. I'm worried about this for you and Mike as to if you lose. What if you lose Zari? What's going to happen?
It's not Zari. Also,
who do you think is going to leave?
I think it's going to be Constantine's new character.
Oh, that's fine.
Spooner says, I'm asexual.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing that a CW show can handle? Is that a thing that Legends can handle?
Nah, dog.
No.
That's gonna be a nah, bro.
It's a rare thing. And Legends is notorious for being good at like the gay relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
But asexual, I don't know.
I feel like they're just gonna be like how they're gonna fuck it up is be like somebody's gonna come up to him and be like, I want to bang, and he's gonna be like, have you heard of asexuality? I don't want that. And then that's gonna be like a little the more you know PSA.
Yeah, and that is a lot of this show. It's just more PSAs than story
Of this one.
But I still love it. It's still the best show that we've seen.
And would you be fine if Constantine is the one to leave?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you think all signs lead to Constantine, or do you think someone else is like?
Well, I don't know. Like I haven't been paying attention to like contracts. Like there could be like somebody could be up.
Gotta pay attention to the contracts.
I
God,
have
Ryan.
to. But yeah, it's probably Constantine.
Bet. What's your moment of the week?
It's the fact that next episode is going to be 40 minutes.
That's fun. That's
Yeah.
very good. That's very Legends. Legends is on Wednesdays on the CW. Our next show is Naomi. On the third episode of Naomi, we're getting to spend some time with the villain, Zumbato, who wants to use Naomi to light up a disc that gets him back to his home planet. Meanwhile, Dee and Naomi are working on figuring out her powers and getting her hands on a disc as well. Once she has a disc, Naomi tells her parents about her powers by lighting up a disc. Taste Caitlin, I ask you, why should I care about these discs?
Oh man, to be honest, I don't even understand these discs at this point.
There's a lot of discs.
There are a lot of discs, and I thought there was only one disc. Then all of a sudden there was two discs, and now there's three.
At some point, I think there was a fake disc, and I was
there
like,
there was a fake disc, but it was actually like a real disc, but it was still like fake disc. So like, I really don't quite understand what's going on. It's like last episode, I was like, I'm excited for this show. This episode, it was kind of like, okay, like
it lost you a bit.
It lost me a bit because
by the third,
number one, we didn't have any skateboarding, and the skateboarding is really
they didn't even
cool.
ride the disc.
Cassie, we talked about skateboarding for the vast majority of the last episode.
Oh, I know, and I was there for it. Like I wasn't with you guys, but like listening back, I was like, yeah, you guys should talk about skateboarding more.
There was a lot of time where like, let's talk about Peacemaker. Was there skateboarding? No.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get it out. No, but this one, I felt like it was better writ than the most previous episode, and Annabelle only said babe once. So like
one babe.
And the babe was hit like normal rather than the weird way it was hit in the last episode, like babe hun, babe hun, babe.
Somebody
Cassie,
gave her
I'm
notes.
glad you're here. Your Bodhi thing with
Taylor Swift?
12 key
Lock and Key.
That's my thing with Babe. Like,
With
I
Babe,
can't fucking stand that.
That's
character.
Naomi's best friend named Annabelle, which is a fucked up name to give a kid.
It is.
I hate Annabelle with a passion.
And she hates you back.
Yeah, her name's Annabelle. Like she
She
hates
will-
the
everything.
name of a cow.
I'm thinking of like the demonic doll, but like also a cow. I see that as well. I see it too.
It could be cow.
It goes both ways. There's like a stoner, like alien type thing that you run into who lives
Why?
in like a warehouse that has one
Why?
pinball machine in it, and that's like where he lives.
Why?
And it gets rated by
The
like,
Foot Clan had at least 20 pinball machines,
was
and like if you don't live
one-
up to that,
and he was just like in this giant warehouse with one pinball machine, and then it gets like raided with like a ton of SWAT people, and it's like, what is going on? Why? What? Number one, why do you have one pinball machine? That's all you
One.
got. Like, get better.
The Foot Clan had like 2 pinball machines for every soldier.
Like, if you're
Yeah.
gonna have this big of real estate, you gotta fill it with more pinball machines. Like,
That's-
get a
More
smaller
pinball
studio.
machines.
Like, get a studio apartment and put it one pinball machine. That's dope. A big warehouse with one studio with one pinball machine.
that's not.
I'm not
That's
here
nothing.
for Naomi.
I saw we did get to, as it said, like we were introduced more to the villain Zumbato.
Yes.
How do you feel about the villain?
Zimbato lives at works at a used car sales place.
So he is the worst, confirmed.
Yes. But like he is so you don't get enough of him to care. And
Okay.
I really do not care about him, nor do I know much about him, nor do I feel threatened by him at all.
Okay, well,
So I don't feel like he's rounded.
That feels bad.
It feels
3
bad.
episodes in, I
Feels
feel like
dumb.
you should know kind of why you should be scared of him. But
Like at this point, you feel like you could beat him in that used car lot and beat his ass.
I feel like I could.
Oh, what is that? A pinball machine? I'll
Yeah.
fucking destroy you right
Bro,
now.
you don't know about
Dude, you don't
my
even fucking
point.
know what
He,
I'm into with pinball.
Like got the freaking disc stolen from his used car lot just easily.
God.
Because he was distracted and he watched it like all happen. Like,
Well, a little bitch.
like I do not care about him.
Bet.
Do not care about him at all.
Fire.
Fire. Lit.
Babe. Hun.
Babe.
Hun.
Do you got a moment of the week?
I do. Okay. So the one cool thing about this show is that they do like comic books are comic books in the show.
Right, and that's weird. Like Superman is in comic books. Right?
So Naomi has a poster with Superman in her room. Like
That's so weird.
because like
that's so weird.
comic books are comic books there and the characters they're not real. But she's reading a comic book, a Zatanna comic book, and she's like, this is weird because it really like relates and this is very similar to our current situation. So she uses a Zatanna comic book to kind of figure out what there's going on in their actual situation and figure shit out. So I thought that was a really cool moment.
That's cool if they stick with that. Doing more stuff like that.
They did it really, really small, and I feel like they could do so much more with that, and it would be such like a better show, and I would want to watch it more.
It just still feels like, you know what would be interesting? Putting something interesting into the show.
Have they thought about doing something interesting
What if we
with
did
it?
something interesting?
Naomi's is on Tuesdays on the CW. Our last show of the week is Peacemaker.
Guys, here we go. On this week's episode of Peacemaker, the gang finds a factory that is distributing food goo to all the butterfly people. They break in and murder 1 million aliens before running into the ultimate butterfly, a gorilla.
Yeah.
Taste buds, having a primate in your show automatically takes you to the top of our charts. Should I leave it there and not explain what happens to this gorilla?
Ryan, I gotta be honest, and I watched the first like 20 minutes of this episode, and I was interrupted.
So you just got the news briefs of like a gorilla escaped from the zoo.
Yes, okay, that's where so we got a gorilla got escaped from the zoo. So fucking cool. That was previous episodes. This episode, though, at the very beginning, Peacemaker is making fun of that one guy with dye-beard.
Dye-beard.
Because he puts a gorilla in this PowerPoint. The fact that they, tied this monkey together so perfectly just makes me so happy. And I just want to come here and just say that.
Does something bad happen? If something bad happens to this monkey, you do got to leave it there. So
No, nothing bad happens.
okay, but is he not a good monkey? Does he not deserve our Monkey Hall of Fame?
So Vigilante's like, I should be able to take this chainsaw with me on this mission. And everybody's like, no, absolutely not, Vigilante. You are insane. You're a crazy person. And then they go into the factory and they kill a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And then they find out that a butterfly did fly up the butt of a gorilla.
No.
And took over.
No.
And then
What?
The guy in the van, Steve Agee, he took the chainsaw.
No.
And he puts it right in the middle of our primate big boy.
What?
And destroys him.
No.
Oh my God.
It was awful to watch. It was insane. I could not believe how much blood and guts was spilled on the thing.
Oh.
That feels like an attack against us. Like they put a monkey in there and they're like, that's gonna get them over at your pop
We
filter.
let up so much monkeyness in this. Like we knew monkey business was coming, and then the Black Eyed Peas put it out there for us. You know.
It was.
I'm sorry for your loss
That's
and that you had to
horrifying.
watch that it happened to you.
But I do, as an equal fan of chainsaws that I am to gorillas, it was insane. Like, man. Boy, did they cut right through that.
Was I know last week you guys talked about how much you love Vigilante. Still loving him? Still doing great?
Yeah, I gotta say, yeah. He's, still a great character.
Is he your favorite, you're thinking, out of the whole gang?
Actually, Cassie, I'm thinking of Hardcore now.
Okay, okay. Is that because of something in this episode?
Something in this episode happened where this was we're all banding together as a team episode, and she watched the team happen and took a picture of it. And, like, she was the hardcore person. And now she's on the team, and I like that.
Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and go to Moment of the Week. Do you have one?
Yeah, a primate died.
As a Moment of the Week? That should be our, like, RIP, like, in memoriam of the week.
I know. If you have a primate, then you're always our favorite show, but no. Jesus Christ.
I do not want to watch this monkey.
Insane.
Caitlin, I know you only watched some of it, but do you got a Moment of the Week from that little bit?
Yes, I do. Okay, so Peacemaker has a butterfly that he captured early on, and he keeps it in a jar, of course. Mm-hmm. And he has some goo that he feeds it, and I just love how much he's in a bad situation at the very beginning. He's like drinking his egg for his breakfast. He feeds his little butterfly his goo, and then he feeds Eagly. Eagly lets him outside to go get something, and of course Eagly, being the good protective eagle that he is, brings Peacemaker a nice little squirrel to eat as like a, hey bud,
I don't want that, but
yeah.
You can have it.
Yeah, he's like, hey bud, like, I know you're not doing well right now. Have this squirrel, it'll make you feel better. Like, Eagly, the moment of the week is how caring Eagly is, and how he always is attuned to Peacemaker's like needs,
his emotional state.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm here for you, dude. And Eagly is my guy.
That's surprising. You know, it was a touching moment because there was a dead squirrel on screen, and you're still here for it.
Yeah, it was CGI. Thank God. If it was not, I'd be fucked up.
You'd be like, "Fuck this show."
Fuck this. I can't believe a squirrel and a monkey died in this episode.
I know, they don't care. And butterflies.
Butterflies being murdered up fucking butthole.
Up literal buttholes.
Yeah, they are.
Peacemaker is on Thursdays on HBO Max, and that is the last show of the week, which means that we are done with our poll list, and all we have to do is end this show. There's a great show. I've had a great time with you, but now it's time to talk about some websites. Caitlin, what Your Pop Filter websites do you know about?
I know.
Throw any of them out there.
We're popfilter.com.
Yep, that's where Your Pop Filter lives. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/YourPopFilter. This week, we had a fun little game of who's more likely or most likely. So go ahead and check that out. We also are over on Amazon, amazon.com/YourPopFilter. Yeah. If you go ahead and shop that way, we get a little bit of the money, and we'd appreciate it. We also have some other shows on the network. Ryan, you want to tell me about another show on the network?
Oh, my God. There are so many shows that I would like to tell you about. First of all, Movie of the Year is going through really everything that is great about 2021, right?
Yep. Every single thing that's great about it.
You guys are both on that.
Yep.
And it's going great. I don't think we've ruined it too much. We haven't taken away too many of your good things. So.
No, I don't know. Like, do you guys think that you ruin it?
Not ruin it. I feel like we do always throw a curveball in there if there's something that you guys always are like, this is what we need to move on, and we're like, fuck you guys.
Fuck you. We don't agree. No.
Hey, buddies, fuck you guys.
The other show is The Unnatural 20s, and that's what you guys do ruin, right?
Yeah, that's a guarantee ruin every week from us. You get that. You put on Unnatural 20s, it's going to be ruined. We are also on social media. We're at Your Pop Filter on Twitter, on Instagram. We also got an email if you want to reach out that way. It is contact@YourPopFilter.
Yes, it is.
I believe. I got confirmation. Great.
Would you like some tea?
A little bit of tea. And next week,
just a spot of tea.
We'll have tons of tea next week. I'll also have the return of Raising Dion. That is surprising, if I must say so. That is from left field. We will be talking about that. Also, Lucy Lane is on Superman and Lois Dougal. Woo! And we will be talking about part 2 of The Dark Phoenix. So be sure to tune in for that one. For Mike, I'm Ryan. For Ryan, I'm Mike. For Caitlin, I am me. And for me, I am me. Bye, everyone.